I want to talk to y'all today about the truck gun. Now, the truck gun is something that has been floating around the internet for a while now. It is a concept, for those unfamiliar with that, of having a gun in your truck that is for emergency use. It could be something as simple as a cheap PSA that's been slapped together with low-cost optics. It could be just something that's kind of a throwaway gun. It could be an AK or something. Here's why I don't like the idea of the truck gun. And it's very simple. It comes down to the fact that in the military, you had to keep your weapon on you at all times. That's just the way that it went. It was to have individual accountability and to make sure that nobody walks away with your weapon. Apply that to the civilian world, knowing that if you are going to carry that, if you are in the truck gun wanting or carrying demographic, chances are you probably have a vehicle that has some off-road capability. It may be built out more than normal vehicles. What that does is it becomes an anchor point for crime. If you are going to carry a gun in a vehicle that is an anchor point for crime, the likelihood that people are going to get that gun then becomes a risk to the community, because those sort of people may end up using it for nefarious purposes or transferring it to somebody who will use it for nefarious purposes. Now, that's not something I think you want. When it comes to individual accountability for weapons, I would suggest invest more in your concealed carry handgun. Make sure that you, instead of buying a $300 slap together truck gun that could just simply get stolen out of your vehicle, maybe get that optic you want. Maybe go to that class that you want to go to. There are some fantastic training opportunities out there. Get that light that you want on there. Get a better holster. If you've never done low light or no light training, I would highly recommend it. Does that mean that you need to have nods? No. I would encourage getting nods. I don't have any because I have the poor. I used them for 8 years in the Army using PVS 7s, PVS 14s, thermals, all kinds of stuff. So eventually I'll get around to it, but I digress. The chances of you of having to employ a firearm are most likely going to be in a situation where you will be utilizing white light. Using that white light, if you've never shot at night before, if you've never used a light to illuminate and engage a target, it's a different world. Now, it is similar to the daytime engagement. However, there are some takeaways that you are going to learn when you shoot low light. Depth perception is a little bit different. That your overall field of vision is going to be decreased, and you need to avoid that target fixation and remember your backdrop, know your target, what lies beyond it, remember your proper engagement techniques, all that sort of thing. The truck gun, while I do think when a crap hits the fan idea is feasible, absolutely completely societal collapse and you're going to have that gun on you at all times, you may have to have the truck gun. But for the vast majority of times, if you're going to be leaving a gun in your truck and you're going into Walmart, you're going into Costco, you're going into the grocery store, there's a much higher likelihood that that gun is going to be stolen. And then if you think, well, what if there's an active shooter? Chances are, if you are dealing with an active shooter, you are only going to have what's on you at that time available. The likelihood of you running out to your truck and then running back in is extremely unlikely, not to mention, by the time that you're out to your truck, the first law enforcement units are probably going to be responding, and they're not going to be as friendly, especially depending on different levels of training, to somebody running up next to them with a truck gun. So that's something to think about as well. Hopefully this helps. Keep training. Stay safe.